Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay tuned for the morning announcements.
At the following dates in C203. Please reach out to Ms. Jaworski with any questions. The senior dinner dance will take place on February 4th from 7 to 11 p.m. Buy your tickets from Mrs. Banks or Mrs. Polly this month. Kuna is taking place March 9th to 11th. Make sure to pay your fees if you wish to attend. Please stay tuned for Mr. Diaz.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and Happy New Year to you. I hope this new format works out. We're showing the morning announcements towards the end of advisory instead of the beginning of advisory to help us in the morning situations get ready and situated with a lot of different tasks and activities that we have in advisory. But I want to start and go real quick so that I don't run out of time. I want to start with the Bronco way. Be safe, be respectful, and be responsible. I want to remind you that you earn EOS points every day by being on time, on task, using appropriate language, appropriately being responsible. Those points turn into a percentage. If you have an 80%, you get to do all the things. If you don't have an 80%, you get nothing. So work hard to get your EOS points up. Guys, one of the 10-point safety plan from the superintendent is having badges at all times. Everybody in the building must be identifiable at all times. If you don't have your badge on, we don't know that you go to school here. It's a new semester. There's new students. Everyone must have their badges. That includes teachers. That includes administrators. That includes every single student in the building. Make sure you have your badges and avoid an uncomfortable conversation with a teacher or an administrator. You should have received by new schedule and advisory. The new schedules were printed. We have 4 new teachers in the building, and we have changed a few classes. And we have changed a lot of schedules. Part of that is your schedule request. Part of that is we have new teachers. So we have reduced a few classes and changed and mixed some things up. So your teacher was asked yesterday at the faculty meeting to pick up their schedules for all of their students in their mailboxes and hand them out during advisory. By now, you should have your schedule. Please, please, please take a look at the schedule and identify any changes and make sure that you are clear on your new schedule changes. Please note that if your third block class changed, your lunch probably changed. So make sure you check with your third block class what lunch you have. No after-school tutoring this week, and tutoring next week. Hopefully, you guys are not behind on your schoolwork on the first day of the new semester. So we do not have in the budget after-school tutoring this week or Saturday tutoring this week. We are having behavioral assemblies. The freshmen are going right now, and the Tech Academy will go tomorrow. The behavior will take place right after you take attendance, and then your teacher will escort you down to the auditorium. I want to reiterate that during breakfast at 7:55, it's time for you to move to your advisory. Do not hang out in the cafeteria. If you are not having breakfast, breakfast closes at 8:15. All the buses get here by 8:03, 8:05. That gives us plenty of time to go through the line and get breakfast. You are not to go in the cafeteria and get breakfast after 8:15. We need to clean the cafeteria and get ready for lunch. Lunch. We don't want food outside the cafe. It creates too much of an issue cleaning the building. Food must remain inside the cafeteria. When you have your lunch, you are free to sit anywhere you want, the social stairs, the courtyard, any of the seats. We have 400 seats in the cafeteria, but once you sit down, we ask that you remain seated throughout lunch, and you may not exit the cafe without talking to an administrator and letting them know exactly where you're going and for what. We will be limiting foot traffic and advisory this week. Since we have behavioral assemblies, there's no need for reteaching, and There's no need for students to go to other classes. So I'm asking teachers not to give hall passes during advisory. I'm also asking teachers not to give hall passes during the lunch window to keep foot traffic down. That's all the announcements I have for you today. I'm Lester, your principal, and it is an honor and a privilege to serve you in this capacity.